Welcome back to the production vlog. As promised in the last vlog, I was talking about just kind of stepping up the game a little bit when it comes to what can be perceived as an easier type of shoot. And so I was running around with my light bank light and just kind of adding a little bit extra to what could be, say, a one-man shoot, or what usually would be a one-man shoot. And what is a two-man shoot, we turn it into a two-man shoot. Could be a one-man shoot if you brought a light and you put it on the pole or whatever. But so this is kind of finishing off that, and this is the actual interview day. That's Robert, the DP, our buddy right there. He's helping us out for the day, just kind of lending a hand wherever it's needed. And of course, there's Josh. And so what we're doing here today is we're actually running the interview portion. We're doing a little B-roll, and we're doing the interviews for the day. The other vlog, we were just talking about some B-roll, so now we're incorporating B-roll here at the location, plus the interviews. And as you can see, we're working with our Sony cameras. Unfortunately, this is going to be the last time we see the FX6 in production because we are moving to the Blackmagics. We got the Blackmagic 12K Cine. If you haven't seen any of Josh's stuff, he's been making plenty of videos on the new camera. So we're not leaving Sony in total. We still have Sony cameras, but we have a smaller kit now. And we let go of the Sony FX6 and the FX3, and we're holding on to the A7S III and the FX30. And what we ended up getting in place of those is the 12K Cine LF, and then we also got a Blackmagic Pocket 6K Cine, or cinema camera. And those are going to be our A and B cam for some jobs, and then on other jobs where we need something more versatile, we're going to be using the Sony cameras. So what we got going on here today is a company promo, and we're doing something. I mean, we've been calling them brand films, and so what they are like company brand films. Basically, when you hit the website, it's a promo, but it's like a nicer, more polished, and very thorough promo of the brand, what they're doing, what they offer, and just a whole lot of supporting B-roll. Now, some of the latest projects that we've done here in the last 4 to 5 months have all been brand films, and it's kind of been our wheelhouse for the last few years and been ramping up over the last 5 months or so. And so we're doing another one of those here where it's just like the company gets to tell you exactly who they are, what their mission statement is, so on and so forth, and we're just kind of documenting the process from every single angle. And so what we're doing here is we're getting the B-roll, obviously. And this is just going to be some on-site B-roll here at the warehouse of everything that they're doing. This is why we chose this production day to be B-roll and interviews, because this is where we're going to get the interviews as well. And it's spread over a course of 3 days. In the last vlog, you saw us getting B-roll out there at a home as well as a business. Those were 2 separate days and 2 separate occasions which we got B-roll on. Kind of like half days. And then we took a pre-production day for us to kind of get everything taken care of here in pre-production, taking some photos, and I did that in a vlog a few weeks back. So yeah, Josh is over here directing, calling the shots. And this, because we had those 3 huge bay doors, we kept 2 of those open right in the morning. Sun was rising on that side, so we were getting some really great sunlight in. So we were getting that far side key just from natural light. So it looked really great, looked perfect. So we decided keeping with that. Now you can see over there in the corner in the back, have that little light with the light bank on it. But we haven't used that so far, simply because that natural light was providing everything that we needed.
Okay, stand by and action. And cut. Nice.
Wielding this heavy beast of a Ring gimbal monitor combo is that this sucker's heavy, but I could always put it down. Of course, that's one of the fun things about having Robert on set, is that him and I are always busting jokes, making ourselves laugh and being silly. So on this shoot, it's not run and gun as we've talked about before, and this one in particular. This one was a little bit more pre-planned as far as we're going to have employees there. So these are some of the actions that we want to catch them doing. So this is what we were doing here in this setup. And that was also part of the pre-production, as we talked about before. And nothing too major. Obviously, when we're talking about commercial, we know exactly what we want. And we know exactly what moves are going to be done, what actions are going to be taking place. This is a little bit different. Again, we're not working with actors, so we're going to have, hey, we want to see some guys moving stuff out of the truck. We want to see them moving them into those big bins. So it was just a sweeping idea of what we're going to do and how we're going to make that happen. Now here we are with our indoor setup. This one was a bit more planned with the lighting. We did not want the house lights, so we shut those off. We lit her well, and then we kind of lit up the shelving behind her so that this way we can have something to see that's kind of drawing the eyes, but at the same time, we want to darken the whole scene so that we're focusing mainly on the interviewee. We're lighting up a little bit of things around her so it looks good, but at the very same time, she is taking center stage, and that's what ended up happening here. As usual, we got our big old key with the softbox, and then we got the sheet of diffusion over there. It just makes for such a much softer light. We have a small tube overhead for her hair light, and then we have a little, I think it's a 60D that we had on the shelving behind her. And as you can see right here at the bottom of the frame, we are using the iPad in place of an interviewer. So what she's actually doing is reading a script, and instead of teleprompting it, so she's going straight to camera, we just have it off to the side of the camera as if she was being interviewed. But she's actually just reading a script. And we found that that has been working for us, so we've been moving forward with it lately. Now here, we really wanted to get the leading lines, as he has this huge corridor of storage bins, and so we thought, hey, we need to put him down the middle of that, off to the side a little bit, but the cascading corridor of bins, and then we're just gonna, kind of skip some light off of the side of it just to add some depth and dimension. And I think that the frame came out pretty cool. We got the leading lines and everything like that. And as well as we're obviously keying it with our light, with the same setup as we had in the little office, but we're also getting help from those bay doors that are open just behind us and to the right. And for the lighting setup, as I've kind of already said, this is starting to become our standard go-to lighting setup. Light, softbox, which is usually double diffused, and then we have our 8x of diffusion, which really kind of changes the whole thing. This is another setup. We're lighting them from the left of camera, and we're doing the exact same thing. So it's pretty standard for us now.
Happy to be here. Awesome. Well, we finished our
I'm
last
vlogging,
setup.
Josh vlogging,
So now we get to break all this good stuff down and go do some
and then we'll
B-roll.
vlog Robert
Again,
vlogging.
today we're rocking the 720.
This is my first vlog with Mike vlogging while Josh is vlogging.
Sheet here we had FX6, we have the FX3. We're saying goodbye to these guys. We're switching to Black Magic, and we had the Zine 85-50 on here.
And as promised in the last vlog, here are some of the screen grabs. And as you can see right here, this is where we use that tube light, the air bank, and I think it looks pretty good. It adds a little accent. This is the one where I was diffusing it, and looks great. So, as Josh was just saying, we are getting rid of the FX6s. Here is the Ursa Cine 12K, LF, Cine, all that good stuff. And he did a test of that versus the FX6 versus the Pixis versus the 6K cinema camera versus the FX30. And he did this huge thing in his backyard. If you haven't seen it yet, go and check out the channel. I have it in the description. Go check out. It's a huge kind of test, kind of versus, and trying to check out the dynamic range and all that good stuff. He's got it all on his page. Go check it out. It's a pretty fun video. So that's it for me. There's the star of the show right there, the LF. And I will see you on the next one.